been playing Jesus for 500 years. Like literally.
Yeah.
Jesus doesn't look anything like Brad Pitt.
You can identify everything but the children of God. I need my people to wake up and understand that this is a propaganda.
The curse of the Pharaohs are a poor example of what Wake put a plantation.
Beware false prophets who come dressed in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravening wolves.
You black man!
He that stealeth the man.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
I want to say shalom and blessings to all my brothers and sisters, all my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertain the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Elohim and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Mashiach came, who is all over all, Elohim blessed forever and ever. Hallelujah. All praises. I want to say shalom and blessings to everybody. Hope y'all had a blessed day. Of course, y'all see the topic of discussion. What I want to do tonight is I just want to have a discussion. You know, as I mentioned before, and you know, a couple of the lives that I did here, there's a lot of things that Israel is divided on. And one thing I feel is good to do is to have discussions, you know, about these types of things. And the thing that prompted me to bring this out is some information that I viewed earlier. Before we get into anything, though, like I said, I want to say shalom and blessings to everybody in the chat. First and foremost, Sister Linda Rick, shalom and blessings to you. Hope you're doing well. Brother Darnell Blackshear, shalom to you. Hope you're doing well. Brother Jason, shalom to you. Hope all is well. Obadiah Ben Israel, shalom to you. He already done chimed in. He said, yep, I stopped eating those years ago. These animals were never sanctioned by Yah. Chickens were not eaten until the Hellenistic times of the Greeks. And turkeys are indigenous to the Americas during the 1500s. All right, that's an awesome input. We're definitely going to take this into consideration and look into some things concerning that. Yahuwah's daughter of Zion, shalom and blessings to you. Seeking the Most High, shalom to you. Sariah Shebrew, shalom to you. Nisi Lewis, my love, shalom to you. Albany, Georgia, shalom to you. Hope you're doing well. Tiki Banks, shalom and blessings to you. Hope you're doing well. My brother Yash, hope you're doing well. I'm gonna throw the link in there because I know you're gonna have some things on this, but you know, hope all is well with everybody. Shawana Hall, shalom to you. Cindy Carr, shalom and blessings to you. Got my brother T, shalom, bro. Hope you're doing well today. Shalom to you. Shiloh, shalom and blessings to you. Sister Born Bowl, shalom and blessings to you. Hope you're doing well. Observant, deprogrammed, shalom and blessings to you. Hope all is well. Jeremiah Ben Israel, shalom to you. Hope everybody doing well today. Another touchy topic of discussion. And I gotta admit, man, you know, I'm kind of heartbroken if this is the case, you know, but those who don't know, you know, I'm sort of a fighter, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. it's going to be a hard thing, to convince somebody like me about this, whether the chicken is unclean and the turkey is unclean. Now let's put it out there. The truth is the truth. There are a lot of things that being in this captivity we picked up on. Some things we've been able to purge out, some other things not so much, but when it comes to the chicken, man, like, I don't know, man. I've heard some decent arguments, but none that I feel has hit home yet. All right, so that's what I want to do tonight. I want to open up the platform. We're going to have a discussion. We're going to bring some things out. Those who know me know that that's what I like to do. I like to bring the information out, so that we can come to a good conclusion. What's that? Who was that? Sister Born, she said, I just made a 12-pound turkey and it's looking good. I hope I can eat it. I can eat this, y'all. Look at you. You already made it, and now you're hoping you can eat it. You're probably eating some right now, tasting it. If you're anything like me, I'll be picking at it, making sure it's good and everything. But let's see. We eat salmon, not crustaceans. Birds eat worms, but we can't. Well, I don't think we can eat worms. Yeah, but that's a good point. That's one of the strong points. Say, when the Torah is silent, conscience rules. Ooh, come on, man. You got to stop that. You got to come with some yay or some nay on that, but that's a strong point too, In other words, we have to bring out some certainty. We have to consider some things. We have to consider where we are. We have to go into the law and see exactly what the law says concerning the things not to eat, and I think this will be a good discussion tonight. I really look forward to brothers and sisters chiming in. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, I want to hear what some brothers and sisters have to say on this. I want to put the link in real quick. Hold on. All right, there you go. So if anybody who want to chime in and speak on this matter, feel free. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to be looking forward to that. Shalom and blessings. I'll be right back.
What up, E? What up, E? What up, E?
All right, so we talking about whether the turkey and the chicken is unclean at night or not. Let's get some comments. She say, but like Paul said, we have to be careful with people pushing to abstain from lawful foods. Shout out to H and H. Excellent point. Something we're gonna get into tonight. She say, so are we to only eat fish as meat? Good question. You say, my family and I stop eating flesh altogether. We feel that an animal should not have to die when we sit down to eat, clean or unclean. That's a good point too. And that's one of the elements that, is brought into the matter, and that's one thing that, to take into consideration with the health side of it. We're going to talk about that a little bit too. But the main issue is, is it unlawful concerning what flesh should or shouldn't be eaten? Is it unlawful if one decides to eat chicken or turkey, if decide to partake in that, and so that's what we're gonna get into tonight. Brother Yashadi, you frying you some chicken over there, man?
Nah, wife gave me some barbecue, so hey, who am I to deny?
Oh, you throwing it on the grill?
Nah, she baked some, but hey, who am I to deny?
Well, I'm not. The whole point of this discussion is to bring it out. You know how I am. I just want to talk about it. I saw a video today, and pretty compelling video by a pretty prominent brother who on YouTube. And not to cause a schism or anything, but this is an issue that one of the many issues rather that divides Israel. This is an issue that was brought to my attention some years back, and back then I heard it out, and in my view, nothing too compelling to make me say that the Most High himself deemed it unclean. However, one thing we do have to take into consideration is the conditions that we're in, being in our captivity. But I'm gonna let you chime in on that. What you got?
I just came. I was gonna just go into the from the letter of Aristeas.
Okay.
And I want to read something from that, and we can build from there. It's I don't even know what page or what section, because it's one big long letter, and I recommend everybody get that. That's called the letter of Aristeas, and you can find it in PDF form, and it's a good historical document. I guess it's basically dating back to the time of the when we was in the captivity, the Egyptian captivity of under Ptolemais, where the Greek
Yeah,
translation.
go ahead, bring it up.
Oh, okay. Anyway, this is on page 53, and it's concerning the laws. And it said, Moses drew up all these laws with such exceeding care. Oh, I have it on. I don't even have it on this computer. I'm reading it from another one. It says, no, all these ordinances have been solemnly made. I'm sorry, funny, for righteousness' sake, to promote to holy meditation and the perfecting of the character. And this is on clean and unclean birds. It said, for all the winged creature of which we partake are tame and distinguished by cleanly habits, feeding on wheat and pulse, such as pigeons, turtle doves, locusts. They consider the locust, which is a bird, a bug, that partridges, geese too, and the like. It said, but as touching the forbidden winged creatures, which is where we at, thou wilt find that they are wild and carnivorous, and use the strength which they possess to oppress the remainder of their kind, and to get their food cruelly, preying on the aforesaid tame creatures, and not only on these, but they also carry off lambs and kids, and do violence to dead men and living. By these creatures, then, which he called unclean, the giver gave a sign that those for whom the laws were ordained must practice righteousness in their hearts and oppress no one, trusting in their own strength, nor rob one of anything, but must direct their lives by righteous motives, even as the tame birds above mentioned consume the pulse that grows on the earth and do not tyrannize to the destruction of their kin or their kind.
Hmm. So it's describing the nature and the habits of certain fowls, letting you know the ones you can partake of have a certain way of operating, and the ones who are clean have a certain way of operating. So simplify that for us. What do you get from all of that?
I get from that it was surrounding the spiritual aspects of the law and not the letter concerning. It even went down further as with the swine, because it was dealing with the behavior aspects. So we will look at the law and go directly, and that's what Paul was speaking about. Going back to the last time conversation we had about between the difference of the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. There's some things that we have to look deeper into, because what do you say? All things uh that are lawful, some things are lawful, but not all things are expedient.
Okay, let me add this to what you're saying. From an understanding standpoint, right?
Yeah.
We live in America right now, and one of the points that people bring up, let me see, somebody put it in the chat right here. D-Man, shalom to you, D-Man. He say if you Google the history of chicken, you can find that chickens weren't a source of food until the Hellenistic period. All right. I've seen this source of information before, quoted by different people, and I've seen where the turkeys are are indigenous to this region around the 1500s or so, right? So from an understanding point of view, when we look at these birds, if that is indeed the case, how do we classify them, seeing where we are today, because when you look at the different cattles that we have today, right? We can eat different cows and lambs and different things like that. But when you look at the certain fowls, how does that transition over from an understanding point of view, seeing where we are today, based on where the law is and based on where we are now?
Yeah. Well, I even want to take it a little bit further because I found a lot of meat in reading that. And if I'm permitted, I'm going to go on a little further because it's basically goes down also into the saying of you are what you eat. And he went on and said, for whereas it's not meet even to touch the aforesaid creatures by reason of their several natures, which strict precautions must we not take to prevent the character from degenerating to a like condition. That's that you are what you eat. He has then set forth the use of all these rules as to what is permitted us in the case of these and the other creatures by way of an allegory. Get it? Allegory.
Mhm.
That for the parting of the hoof and the dividing of the claws symbolize discrimination in our every action with a view to what is right. For the strength of the whole body and its activity are dependent upon the arms and the legs. He constrains us then to do everything with discrimination and with a view to the righteousness, such as is the signification of these symbols. He further signifies that we are distinct from all men, for most other men defile themselves by promiscuous unions, working great unrighteousness, and whole countries and cities pride themselves on these vices. For not only do they have intercourse with males, but even defile mothers and daughters. But we have been kept apart from these things. He said, again, the lawgiver has characterized the possessor of the aforesaid quality of discrimination as possessing also the gift of memory. For all things which part the hoof and chew the cud, to thoughtful minds clearly represent memory. For the chewing of the cud is nothing else but a calling to mind of life in existence. For he considers that life exists by taking food, and therefore he gives exhortation by the scripture also, where he says, thus, thou shalt well remember the Lord who wrought in thee great and wonderful things. It says, for when clearly perceived, they do appear great and glorious. In the first place, the construction of the body and the means for digesting the food and the distinction between the several members. So, and I'm gonna stop right there. So
Hey,
he,
why don't you quote what you're reading from once again?
oh, it's from the letter of Aristeas. Actually, I got it. I'm gonna send you that one too.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, the letter of Aristeas. Cause I ain't win that one in a long time, bro.
All right. So when it comes to uh chickens and turkeys in particular, based on what you just read and brought out, where would you stand on whether these two particular birds are clean or unclean or not, or should they be partaken of?
Well, That's interesting because I think years ago they was talking about this, and I haven't found any scripture against it. Now I found a whole lot of information. The chicken was bred from this and that, and I found a whole lot of information, but I have yet to find a scripture telling me I don't know. You know, as far as I'm saying, I'm going to eat it. Okay, and I'll leave that between the Most High because we can't eat. I mean, shoot, everything's poison anyway. Shoot, I'm a skinny guy. I better eat something.
I hear you. But
But
look,
that's it.
you read some interesting things there, bro. You read some stuff about how the and I'm paraphrasing, but the nature of the birds that we shouldn't partake of, they kind of violent, you know, and they attack people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanna hold on, give me a second. Real quick, fam, if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Now, the chicken goes by many nicknames, all right? And just to keep it simple and cool, one of them is the yard bird, right? I want to show you the yard bird. I'm not gonna play the sound on this, but we just gonna look at a little bit of this. This the yard bird. Now he read some stuff about the birds that attack people, you know. What that look like to you, brother Yash? That look like they being attacked, or that?
Hey man, I've been attacked. I've been attacked by some before. You know, hey, but those is pets, man. I mean, you know, sick 'em, George. Get him.
Yeah, there you go. Look,
Get him. That's what I say.
yeah, look.
Tear his butt up.
Man, it's one in particular I want to get to on here where I want to show you how fast these things are, because people say chickens are creeping birds, you know, but these things are, man, look at that.
Esau, sicker.
Look, come around the corner. Look at this.
But those are, get him, tear him up, tear that Edomite up. Get him.
Look,
jump on him. That's right. Good chicken. You will not be eaten tonight.
Look.
I will not scramble your egg. Yeah, you got her. Pecker. Pecker. It's for entertainment purposes only.
And these is all kids. Look at that. Hold on. That's the one. That's the one. Hold on. Hold on. Look. Watch how this burst of speed. Look. People look at that.
Who, him?
Watch that burst of speed when he turned that corner. Watch. Look at that.
We got him. Get him. Look, man, that's a bird that does not want to be eaten.
Man.
Sick.
Y'all get, look at that.
Yeah, he slid, almost bust his back. Get him. See, those are chickens that got names.
Man, yeah.
Yeah,
that's Fred. Look, that's Fred. That's Fred and
that's that karma right there.
Yeah, that's the curses being reversed. Wild beast to be their grave.
Look, and some of them was roosters too, you know, but the point is, you read some things that if we look at that, you know, that's a different kind of thing. And who is that? I seen a comment. Let me try to find it. Give me a second. Okay, here it is. Brother D-Man, he said on Wikipedia, chickens are from the same family as quails under their scientific classification. All right, that's a good point. I want to address that. Now, that's something that I'm aware of. Chickens and turkeys are in the same family as quails. Under that particular classification, I forget what it's called. Y'all can throw it in the chat for me. But is there any other classification of these birds? And let's address something as well. Let's address the health part of it. I'm aware that a lot of people don't eat meat at all, you know, and we're aware that they're raising the chickens in certain types of conditions, you know. The turkeys and chickens are not the same things, but they are related. Turkeys belong to the subfamily Phocidae and the genus Meliangris. Chickens belong to the Phocidae subfamily and the Gallus genus, so they're entirely different. All right, so what I get from that are these are like sub breeds or later breeds, you know, so to speak, based on what we just read. But what you get from all of that, bro?
Well, I'm really not one that goes all the way down into the scientific breakdown of where these animals came from. I kind of keep it simple. You know, I just can't wait till we get out of Babylon and then we get taught everything is right. But right now, if I you know, put it this way, I'm not so deep that if a person's eating chicken or turkey, you know, I raised my kids up on quail and stuff, but and it didn't taste much different. However, like I say, I'm not one that, because basically chicken is probably all we got left. Chicken, some lamb. I mean, even this new meat that they're making, this other meat or scientific meat, you don't know what nothing is in what's anything now. So basically, look, I don't know. I'm just not going to get so deep and break it down. I don't think it's an issue of salvation. It didn't say whoever's caught behind the tree eating. It said eating swine behind the tree. It didn't say eating nothing about. It didn't even say eating the eagle behind the tree. So, you know, I'm rambling over this. You take over, brother. Yeah, you got me rambling. You got me rambling.
That's a point of view. That's what we want to bring out because, you know, there is no certainty on this issue as far as what anybody has brought out concerning whether we can or can't, you know. The point of whether it's a scientific breed or not, I don't feel like science can create something so juicy and crispy like that, man. Something that you can put on a grill and just can science do that, brother Yash?
Probably. I'm sure they're working on it.
but something like that though, I mean, I can see I can understand how they doing the meat today, but I'm talking about, and I'm not being sarcastic, you know, we have to really look at this bird and, you know, the line of life that it comes from and, you know, everything. Is it just something that if it came up in this time, could it be something that the Most High put in this time to preserve us?
That's another one. That's another good thought, because that's what I was thinking. And as far as in science, because we're giving too much glory to man. You know what I mean? Yeah, they can tweak this and that, but as far as I find, when it comes to this science and man, they do everything for wicked purposes. You know what I mean? This was just a breeding for taste preference that went back maybe hundreds of years, or maybe even a little longer than that, but not these wicked scientists today. It said every thought of theirs was evil, and evil continually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I see all praise to the Most High.
Bo, she say, but cows are being treated the same as chickens now. Somebody brought up a point. They said they saw a chicken eating a mice, and I saw that myself, but the thing about it, let's look at that for a second. I've seen people give cows meat, and the cows ate it. Some of the fish that the Most High said that we could eat, what do they eat? They're not under the water being selective, watching they figure and on a diet, eating seaweed, they eating whatever's in the water. Whatever floats to the bottom is what the bottom feeders eat. So the question is really, what is it that caused the Most High to separate some of these animals from the others, like the fish with the scales and everything? What's the purpose behind these things? Because these fish are eating the same things that your shrimps and your lobsters eat. And even some of the clean fish that we can eat are eating lobsters and shrimps, and
Yeah, and that's the reason why the even though we know they're the trash cans of the earth, that's the reason why that argument never ever held up with me, because he didn't say don't eat the pig because it's the trash can of the earth. He said don't eat it because even though it divides the hoof, yet it choose not to cut. So like I said, we like to take some things literal and even expound upon our literal understanding without even seeking for maybe the spiritual purpose behind it. And that's why the writer was breaking down the thought process behind Moses when he was writing these laws for our nation. That because we were to meditate on those things, not the works, but we were to meditate on the spiritual implications of our thoughts, our actions, and our decisions, the very manner in which we carry our life to this day.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Brother D-Man and Brother Daryl Williams to chime in and expound some more. What I want to do real quick, I want to go. Let me see. I want to go into the law. All right. Somebody asked a question before we go into the law. This is Ezekiel chapter 4 and 13. It says, give me a second. It says, and Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. All right, so I brought this scripture out because one of the one of the points that people bring out. We have somebody in the chat tonight who's against eating meat. And I respect that, you know. And not eating meat, you know, you resort to the more natural things, or you try to be as natural as you can be. But the scripture's telling us right here that our bread should be defiled among the Gentiles. So this includes everything. You know, we could even go as deep to talk about how a lot of these animals are being tortured and going through different things, you know, while they're in these slaughterhouses, you know. And who's to say what you have on your plate went through, or what process it went through. All you know is you saw it in a package in the store. It was on sale. It looked good. You know, you said, man, that'll go good with some mashed potatoes, and you bought it. Took it home, put it in the skillet, pot, or the grill, or whatever. And now that's what you and your family have to eat. You pray over it. Like Brother Daryl said, you know, you pray that, you know, whatever you put in you will nourish your body. Of course, we, you know, the things we can abstain from that we know the Most High is not pleased with, we abstain from. But outside of that, we do the best we can, you know. But everything is defiled, from the vegetables, you know. If you read the book of Jubilees, he said that once they get amongst these Gentiles, he said that that they're going to eat every manner of blood, right? He said they're going to eat every manner of blood. So we don't know what they putting blood in, or what type of blood they using to enhance or to stretch out whatever product they got on the shelf, whether it's ketchup, hot sauce, whatever dressing you like to use, whatever dip you like to use, you know, whatever product you like to eat. You don't know what they have in it, but the Most High said that this is what they're going to do, but it's defiled. You know, vegetarians catching cancer. You wouldn't think that would happen. Vegetables with salmonella poisoning, so they have to do recalls. How does that happen? Brother Yash probably know better than me. What you think, bro?
No, because I used to, like, they was putting the blood. I remember they was putting it in the Coca-Cola products. I stopped drinking Aquafina water and Dasani. To this day, I don't even drink that, you know. So that's when I started finding out that pretty much everything was defiled. Like, why would you put blood in your water to enhance the taste? What kind of water? Come on. Yeah. Well, I mean, why I put some sugar in it? Right. So pretty much everything has been corrupted in these lands which we live in. You know what I mean? So we're really in bad shape living amongst these heathen. As long as we're in these lands of our captivities, we're in bad shape. So basically all we can do is try. You know, I was joking and stuff earlier, but the truth is everything is polluted.
Yeah. And see, she said her daughter got a package of chicken at a Catholic charity once, and the package said sacrifice chicken. And the package was from a foreign country. So that's, I mean, stuff like that, and somebody put in the chat that America gets most of its food from foreign countries,
Yeah.
and that's true. One thing about Texas has a lot of its own supply when it comes to beef and cattle and that kind of thing. So you have some imports, but Texas is really independent in a lot of things like that. But you never know what you getting, man. You know, like like she said, a sacrificed chicken. So you don't know what that means. They might they could have done anything to that chicken,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even want to say it, but y'all know what I mean. But we want to be respectable. But let's, we can use our imagination in that. Let's let me go to the law real quick. All right. Leviticus. We know at Leviticus 11 is the law concerning the things that the Most High told our forefathers and people to eat and not to eat. All right. So I'm going to start what I want. I want 13. I want to start at 13. All right. So, hold on. Shalom, Brother Hal. Hey, Brother Hal, why don't you chime in and let us know what you have for dinner tonight, man? Leviticus chapter 11, verse 13. All right. Dealing with the fowls. It says, and these are they which ye shall have in abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. All right. The eagle and the osprey and the osprey. All right. So, brother Yash, are you familiar with this chapter? I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this particular passage where we dealing with the fowls?
Yeah.
All
I
right.
looked them up before because I didn't even know what an ossifrage was.
Right. Same here.
Or a coney. I looked up all that stuff.
Yeah. Same here. And I did the same thing, but what I want you to do is stop me whenever you see the chicken part or the turkey part. Now we're gonna get to we're gonna look at the vulture. We're gonna look into that, but let's read. It says they should not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle and the ostrich and the osprey and the vulture and the kite after his kind. All right,
now
let's
stop right there for a second. Yeah, you notice they saying after their kind. So there's a category of those that falls into that kind. So far, no, I haven't yet. Go ahead.
That's an excellent point. And notice it says, and the vulture, comma, and the kite after his kind. So what this indicates to me is that the vulture is a kind unto itself.
Right.
All right. Let me see something right quick. Okay, let's keep reading. So the vulture, comma, and the kite after his kind. So whatever the kite is, there are different variations of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every raven after his kind, right? And the owl and the nighthawk and the when you looked up this cuck owl, what did you?
Cuckoo. I always thought that was the cuckoo.
Yeah, that's what I found too.
Yeah,
The
the
cuckoo bird. All right. It says, and the hawk after his kind. All right. So you have the nighthawk, and then it says the hawk after his kind. So these are two different types of birds. Right. A nighthawk is a different type of bird from a regular hawk right here, because this hawk has variations or different kinds. It says in the little owl and the cormorant and the great owl and the swan and the pelican and the gear eagle and the stork and the heron after her kind and the lapwing and the bat. All right, I'm gonna stop right here before we get into the other parts, because it goes into the creeping fowls. All right, the fowls that creep. But let's focus on the vulture. All right. You want to add something? Anybody else want to chime in? Feel free, because this is not a issue of contention or anything. We just trying to find out, should I throw my chicken out, or no? I ain't gonna throw it out. I'm gonna take it back and get my money back. Because we still got the receipts, but should I do that, or am I good?
Now, if it's mixed with a lapwing, yeah, throw it out or take it back. But
a lapwing, so a chicken mixed with a lapwing. Okay.
Those them chickens that chasing them little kids. They got some lapwing blood in them.
All right, so let me do this real quick. Give me a second. So it said the vulture, right?
Yeah.
And then it went, and then it said the kite after his kind. All right, so let's do this. If I'm missing your comment, it's not on purpose. I'm doing a lot of wrong thing. Hold on. That's why you need to go on and chime in, if you got something important to say. Because I'm in the background today. All right. Can you see that? What that say?
A to Z list of vulture bird and species and types.
Okay. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. I know what I did. Okay. Types of vultures and vulture species list. It says vultures are often underappreciated, misunderstood birds. While there may be only 23 vulture species in the world, depending on how individual species are split or lumped by different organizations. Each one of them fills a vital ecological niche. All of these birds help clean up the environment by eating carrion, which prevent spread of diseases. So we all know what that is, right? Vultures are scavengers, New World vultures, and Old World vultures. All right. So now remember when in the law it says a vulture, right? And it pretty much has it unto itself. Now you see the New World vultures. These vultures are found only in the New World of North and South America, from Canada to Argentina, as well as in the Caribbean. They belong to the scientific family Carthar, how you say that? Cartharidae, and include 7 species of vultures and condors. These birds are mostly closely related to storks and herons rather than other true raptors, though they often discussed as birds of prey because of their carnivorous diets. New World vultures typically have an excellent sense of smell, though the degree they use their sense of smell varies among different species. All right, so you got the Old World vultures, which are found in Europe and Asia, Africa, and belongs to the Accipitridae bird family. They lack a strong sense of smell, but still have an accurate vision to locate food by sight. All right, so down here is the list. All right. You have the Andean condor, the black vulture, California condor, Cape vulture, Cinereus vulture, Egyptian vulture, greater yellow-head vulture, griffin vulture, Himalayan vulture, hooded vulture, Indian vulture, king vulture, lammergeier, lappet-faced vulture.
Lappet face. You lappet face vulture.
Look. Go on and write. You got you one now. Look.
I'm silly tonight. I'm sorry. That's when you call somebody a lappet face vulture.
Lappet face. Look, lesser yellow-headed vulture, palm nut vulture, red-headed vulture, Ruppel's vulture, slender-billed vulture, the turkey vulture.
Yeah, okay. We had them up in New Jersey, a lot of them.
All right, so we're going to look at that as well. It says the white-backed vulture, white-headed vulture.
Captivity. Those are the ones who got us in captivity.
Oh yeah, the white-headed vulture, the white-backed vulture, and the white-headed vulture, the white-rumped vulture. All right, so those are your different types. All right, now outside of the lappet face vulture, we want to focus on the turkey vulture. All right, I'm sure brother Yash gonna use that on somebody in the barbershop. Turkey vulture. All right. Well, let's look at that. Let me see. I'll just type it in right here. Turkey vulture. All right. It says turkey vultures are large, dark birds with long, broad wings, bigger than other raptors, except eagles and condors. They have long fingers, and their wing tips and long tails are extended past their toe tips. All right, so Turkey vulture, Wikipedia. So according to Wikipedia, turkey vulture is a buzzard. Is that the same as a turkey?
Nah, but they big as turkeys. They can be big.
But are they the same? Are they related?
I think not really, but if you've seen a turkey's face, they look like a turkey in the face. But I don't believe they fall under the type.
Turkey vulture, also known as in some North American regions as the turkey buzzard or just buzzard in some areas of the Caribbean. All right, so let's do this. Let me see. List of turkey breeds. Let's look at that. Or let me do this. Hold up, before I do that, let me do this. Let's just simplify it. Are turkeys and vultures same? All right, let's look at this. Let's see what we come up with. Hold on. Are turkeys and vultures the same? She said, my turkey just told me he didn't eat on no roadkill, and she believed him.
Who that born bull?
You know it. It said both are large birds without feathers on their heads, which are red. The two feed on different foodstuffs. The main difference between a wild turkey and a turkey vulture is that a wild turkeys are granivores and they are ground-based, while turkey vultures are carrion eaters and soar high in the sky looking for their food from above. So what you get from that, Brother Yash?
Well, I was just reading it, and it says that, well, one is like I said, a rotten meat eater. One is a cleaner of the earth. The other one, it's not a carnivore. They mean though, because they attack you up in Jersey. I got attacked by a few of the wild turkeys. They will get you, but it says the turkey is a large bird in the genus Meleagris, native to North America. There are two extinct turkey species: the wild turkey, Meleagris gallopavo of eastern and central North America, and the ocellated turkey, the Meleagris ocellata of the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. Males of both turkey species have distinctive fleshy wattle called a snoot. I don't want to hear all that. Basically, it says the earliest turkeys evolved in North America over 20 million years ago. But it says, and they share a recent and common ancestor with the grouse, pheasants, and other fowls. So they fall under the category of pheasant.
A turkey does.
Yeah. And I was reading somewhere else where the turkey, it was known as, it was a turkey in India 2,000 years ago, but in the Arab countries, it was known as a chicken.
All right, so if we go back to the law, give me a second. All right, I want somebody with some understanding on this to chime in. All right. If not, then you leaving your brother stranded. You know. So let me see. The vulture, right? And the kite after his kind. Excuse me. And the vulture and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind. All right, so we don't even have to. I'm still stuck on this vulture part because I'm trying to see what category does the turkey fall in. Now, somebody brought it out already. All right. I want to put it up on the screen, though. Hold on. All right. Here are a list of turkey breeds. All right. A list of turkey breeds. All right. So we see, dang, hold on. Okay. We see the Bettsville small white, a heritage turkey, 1951. The black turkey. Let's see if I can get a picture, if y'all can see that. That's a turkey. All right, now when we look at a vulture and we look at this bird, you know, we see differences. Right? Or at least I do. I see differences.
Oh yeah.
Like this bird look like he got some meat on it.
Hey, but that's the type that attack me. Those big ones right there, they'll get you.
Yeah, they low to the ground.
They don't go down with a fight, without a fight.
Small white. Then you got the black turkey. Right. Domestic. It also says that the chickens are domestic too. The bourbon red turkey. That turkey sound like he already seasoned.
Smoked bourbon turkey.
I'm sorry, y'all. I had to let that out. The bronze. Because the thing about it, when you go in the grocery store and you look at your deli meat, this is all they have on the package. You know, bourbon, honey, turkey, and all that. Like, man, come on. The turkey already came like that. Check this out. Narragansett.
Yeah, Narragansett.
Yeah, Narragansett. Thank you for that. If I fall off, correct me. Royal Palm.
There's some fat turkeys.
Yeah.
Plump, juicy.
The slate. You don't got a picture for that one. The White Holland. Like an old school turkey, but those are your different classes of your turkeys. All right, none of them fall within the vulture family. All right, now let me see. Are chickens and turkeys related? Turkeys and chickens are not the same things, but they are related. They share the same kingdom, phylum, class, and order. Turkeys belong to the subfamily Phasidae and the genus melliangris. So turkeys and chickens are related. All right. Let me see what else he got here. Common assumption is to associate turkey with chicken, despite the fact turkey is really more closely related to pheasants and partridge. However, chickens and turkeys are in the same order, Galliformes, and according to some authorities, in the same family. So they're related, but turkeys are more related to game birds. Like that's what a game bird is, a pheasant, you know. Let me see. Are turkeys and chickens the same thing? So what you think, bro?
Shoot, you got my mouth watering over here. All I need some gravy and some biscuits.
Man, you ain't helping. You and Boy, y'all not helping the cause. I'm trying to.
It's kind of hard because, like I said, this is really a subject of for conscience sake. You know what I mean?
Either, man, brother Hal, you not helping either, man.
Oh, hey, Hal in here, good.
Man.
Oh man.
I guess lobster is in the same category as shrimps. You're right, unclean. They unclean. Say like quail is a game bird. All right, check this out. Let's look at the quail. All right. Let me see. Because I looked at something. Let me see. Hold on. Where is it? All right. Quails. Now remember, right? The turkey and chicken. Well, the turkey is more related to the pheasant, right? Or it's more common to the pheasant, but the chicken and the turkey are related. Now, this is something concerning quails. It said quails migrate over thousands of miles from Europe to Africa and India. Among the birds in the pheasant family, quails have powerful and long wings, probably the most powerful in that family of pheasants. All right, so let me see. Quails migrate over thousands of miles. But it says among the birds in the pheasant family. So the quail is related to the chicken and the turkey as well. All right. Now let me find a source. Let me get a source. Let me see. All right, let me see this first. It said quails are divided into Old World and New World groups, with species living across North and South America, Europe, Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Quail prefer often habitat with bushy undergrowth to provide them with cover from predators. All right. So quails are not predatory birds, but they protect themselves from predators, and that's particularly why they fly. Quails don't usually fly a lot, but when they do fly, it's to catch something to eat or to get away from danger. They don't fly in long distances. You know, it's like turkeys. They fly, but they don't fly in long distances. You know, and so we see that the quail the turkey and the chickens fall under the same family group, so to speak. They related, they kinfolk, right? They related. Now I've had quail before, you know.
Good bird.
Yeah, pretty tasty. You know. But I want to hear from some people dealing with the chicken, dealing with it being a subspecies, a scientifically bred bird. Who is that? She say chickens are hybrids. So where did we get eggs from before?
Good question.
Now, when you think about the different fowls, right? We know that the fowls that are unclean that he told us not to eat, well, most of them anyway, they fly, kind of hard to catch, you know. But chickens, you know, turkeys, and even quails, you know, like I said, they can fly, but they don't fly for long distances, not for long periods of time. Who is that? Chicken is finger licking good. Come on, man. I'm trying to get off the chicken over here, y'all. Y'all keeping it going. What's going on, brother Hal? What you have for dinner tonight, man?
Hey, what's up, brothers? No, I'm just I'm just in the background cracking up, yo. Brother Yash killed me with those types of vultures, man. That got me, man. I couldn't stop laughing.
So what's your thoughts, man, on this subject overall with the chickens and the turkeys based on your experience?
So I think what's a good let me tell you, how can I say this? What's a good kind of a path or way to follow would be to kind of think, okay, in terms of all foods that we are not supposed to eat, that we're commanded not to eat, why are we commanded not to eat them? Are they just statutes where, you know, Yah gives us a command and basically said, you know, doesn't tell us why he's given us that command. He's just given us a command. But we see with, you know, things like pork and swine, we know why we're not supposed to eat that. You know, they eat garbage. They eat anything. They actually have toxins built in their body to break down the trash that they eat and the garbage that they eat so they can digest it. So that's a good reason we know, you know, why Yah told us not to eat swine. We know that, shellfish are they clean out the ocean, they clean out the seas, you know, so that's a good reason not to eat shellfish. So what would be the reason not to eat a bird like a vulture? Well, because they eat carcasses, you know, they eat corpses, you know, they eat dead things. So I think if we're trying to find, and I'm not saying that I know what the answer is here, but I think if we're trying to find a reason that Yah would tell us, hey, turkeys are off limits or chickens are off limits, well, what would be the reason that Yah would be telling us not to eat those things?
So long story short, you had cheese pizza tonight for dinner.
No, I will be straight up honest and tell you what I had for dinner. I had mushroom soup, and it was
okay.
And it was great.
Okay. That, you know, that sound, well, for me, that sound like a good appetizer.
Yeah, you got to mix that with your wild rice.
Yep, and your chicken breasts. No,
and let it not be said, yo, don't trust me. sometimes I feel like I eat chicken way too much. I eat way too much chicken. I gotta cut back on that. So, and I try to eat duck as much as possible too, because I love duck. But I mean, you can't take turkey away from me. So, I'm hoping this is not. We don't find out that these things are vultures and we're not supposed to be eating them because that would kill me.
It's not gonna happen, man. As far as the chicken, I'm gonna just be honest, man. And like I said, I can respect people who put it down for health purposes because of how these things are processed, But if chicken is a hybrid, who is that? She said, are all the chickens hybrids? You got different types of chickens,
Rhode Island, yeah, some bred for fighting.
And we see obviously they can run. They good for training people. You seen Rocky. You have to chase those chickens to get his foot speed. They good for that kind of stuff, but nothing threatening in terms of humans that I see. And growing up, I didn't grow up around them, but when I was younger, I had an uncle who had them. You know what I mean? And so just something to consider, man. And I'm like you, if it's something we shouldn't do, then to the Most High be the glory, and may His will prevail. But I'm still not seeing nothing compelling yet.
All right. Observant deprogram said chickens also eat carcasses. Is that true?
Well, I've seen chickens eat. Well, let me say this. I didn't see the chicken eat a mouse. I saw the chicken catch a mouse and kill it, and kind of pluck at it. You know what I mean? But maybe that's something that I observe and deprogram witness by sight. I'm not sure. But I will say this. Chickens, will eat whatever you put before them, just like a cow. I've seen cows being fed meat, and they didn't turn it down.
Yeah, but they probably getting undernourished from the garbage that's left today. But you know what? That's why I divert back. When I first heard this argument years ago, I diverted to the letter of Aristeas because that's what taught me the weightier matters of the law, it gave me a better spiritual insight of what the Most High was really trying to portray us, or how our ancestors really went about the observance of these types of food that they ate. Now we look at everything as black and white, while they were looking at the aspects of their behavior and how they ought to carry themselves. And they observed how the animals carried themselves in nature at that time. Right now, at this time, like when we seen that video of them chickens chasing these people, this is a different time. You know what I mean? This is a time these animals is pissed. But and shoot, because they went through the same 400 years we had to go through. And so I don't know, but like I say, back then the behavior was different, even in nature. As the scripture says, all creation is waiting and travailing for the manifestation, of the sons of Yah.
Yep. Now it says the chicken was ignoring grain and chasing down and killing and eating mice.
That must have been Australia.
And it says, I've seen them kill and eat lizards. Quails don't eat mice. Now watch this. This alludes to the point that I just made a minute ago. It says, and they may only attack a mouse or a rat if it's getting close. Where's the other one? Where she says she saw, let me find it. Here we go. Chickens will attack mice, but I'm not sure if they will devour one. And that's the point that I alluded to. I never seen a chicken actually eat a mouse, but I've seen it attack a mouse and kill it, and pluck at it. You know what I mean? Now I could be wrong. I'm just letting you know what I have and haven't saw. But I've seen a chicken carry a mice around, drop it, throw it, pluck at it, and then walk away. And so we have to look at those kind of things. I've seen cows eat garden snakes. Right? I don't know if y'all seen that before, but I have.
Definitely not. My family is Jamaican background. My mom was born in Belize. My grandparents on my mom's side are Jamaican also. So my dad's full Jamaican, was full Jamaican before he passed, obviously. So I'm pretty much Jamaican background, but I grew up in East Harlem. And, rats I saw, were definitely not being chased by chickens or cows and whatnot. So if I saw something like that, it would bug me out, bro.
The rats up there wear leather jackets with the sleeves cut off. Like, how you got a leather jacket with the sleeves cut off, man?
Oh, he's definitely trying not to be eaten, yo. He's like, yo. Oh man.
But you watch like nature channels and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen, cows eat little garden snakes, grass snakes. I ain't gonna say they ate nothing poisonous,
right.
But these are little points, the things that the Most High said we can eat, are they on diets? Do they watch what they eat? Like it's certain bugs like that we're not allowed to eat that certain clean animals eat. Somebody else made a point in the chat, if I can find it. Saria Shebrew, she say many lawful animals eat unlawful animals in the wild. What y'all think about that?
Yeah, that might be true, but which ones? Can we say which ones?
Nah, we can't. But then if you look at the list of what the Most High told us not to eat, are the animals that we are allowed to eat abiding by those things?
Did he give those animals that law? Like I said, or like it inferred, it was mostly based on the nature of the animals. That's why we go back to that saying you are what you eat. It was the nature. Eagles, they fight and they'll rather, like I like to watch nature all the time. So one eagle will catch a salmon and the other one will fly in the air and fight it for its piece of meat, strong arm, and that's not the type of behavior that we have. What it said about those animals relying on their own strength. He said, we're not to rely on our own strength.
Yeah.
So we're looking more into what these animals eat rather than how we ought to be maintaining our character before others, in the face of the Most High, before the nations. And for this reason is why we went into captivity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so that's a good point,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
The law was given to Israel, and so if the Most High gave us certain things to sustain us, then what's sustaining the things that sustains us? Just like where the cows graze, you know what I mean? You get the rain and the manure that pretty much renourishes that grass in that land and causes it to grow.
Mm-hmm.
But that's for them. He told Nebuchadnezzar, you're gonna eat grass, right? Remember when in Daniel's 4, when he made Nebuchadnezzar like a beast?
Right.
So that's if you eating grass, that's the closest to eating you know what.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So Most High could have just told him that.
Right.
It's what you're gonna eat. But he said, nah, you're gonna eat the grass. So think about that. When we thinking about what's lawful and unlawful, I want to go back to the law once again. Let me see. Give me 1 second, fam. There we go. And the vulture, right? So the vultures and the turkeys is different. They're not in the same class. All right. And the kite after his kind, and the raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckow, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the guard eagle, and the stork. See, all these things we don't eat no way. Oh, and once again, Brother How, you mentioned duck, right?
Oh yeah, I love duck. I'm hoping I've never seen that not being okay, but I could kill some duck, man. So,
what is a duck a particular kind unto itself, or does it fall under a different kind? I'm not really sure. That's why I'm asking.
That's a good question. I would have to look that up. Let's check that. I'm kind of scared to check it out, but let's check it out right now.
It says the aquatic birds, swan and duck, have been classified in the same group because of many similarities shared between them. Both swan and duck have dense plumage, shorter legs, and straight bills. Both are monogamous, mate only with one partner. Why would you want to eat that, man? Man, look, I want to have some ducks now.
Yeah, right.
For that, but nah, this is just something I'm reading.
Right.
There's however, some of those pair bonds last only a couple of mating seasons. Diversity and distribution are different between these two. Therefore, metaphorical and behavioral similarities and dissimilarities between swan and duck are important to discuss. So let me see. Ducks are mostly diversified group of this family with over 120 different species. But it says swan, there is only one genus of swan with 7 different species. So I'm not sure if this is saying they're exactly the same, but I guess because both of them are aquatic birds, you know. But Brother Hal, don't lose hope, man. I'm not,
Yeah, because
not throwing you under the bus. We just looking.
Yeah, Born Ball already threw me under the bus. She
Yeah, but I want to add, when I was reading it, I want to go back and read this again. This for you, Brother Hal. It said,
good.
It said, for all the winged creatures of which this is the letter of Aristeas. I put it in the thing. Anybody can download it off of your computer. Just type in letter of Aristeas PDF and download it. I recommend it because there's a whole lot of interesting facts in there. Anyway, it says, let me get up and make sure I'm at the right thing. Yeah, that was it. It said, it said, for all the winged creatures of which we partake are tame and distinguished by cleanly habits, feeding on wheat and pulse, such as pigeons, turtle doves, locusts, partridges. He said geese too, and all the like. So I think that when he said, and this is just my thing, because they put the duck in the swan family on one end because it was an aquatic bird, but then on the other end they had to omit it because what he said, the duck had like 120 something and the swan had like maybe 7 different variations. So sometimes we got to lean on, I guess we got to lean on the Most High, because I would think that geese and duck would be in the same family, especially, since, well, I would think they would be in the same family, but the writers here who were Hebrews living during in that time before the Messiah was speaking about that they did eat the goose. And
so we would. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Yash. Keep on.
Yeah, no, because one thing that I noticed that struck out to me when he was talking about that, even the ducks, if it's for a little while, they maintained one mate. Maybe for a few years, and then they, gave this bill of divorcement and got another one. But I know I'm silly tonight. I'm sorry. Because it sounds good when he said that, they monogamous, and then he said, for at least a few years, and then they're gonna be like, they're gonna get, after they get tired of all the pecking, they're gonna move on to someplace, move on to greener pastures, so to speak. But I don't know. I did used to take duck and sell it to the Chinese restaurant. I had cooked it before, and but it used to be a little bit greasy. Oh, I cooked it wrong, basically. So I used to get the ducks from the hunters and sell it to the Chinese restaurant because I'd rather them sell real duck. Lord knows what them people was eating when they thought they got Peking duck, and I'm just rambling. family. So don't mind me.
No, I hear. So Donovan, brother Donovan said duck is unclean. So brother Donovan, help me out, bro. Tell me where you got that information from.
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah, he might be right. I'm hoping he's wrong, but just type it in, brother Donovan.
This writer said they ate geese, but then again they were in captivity to Ptolemy at that time. So hey.
Oh.
Yeah. And so in terms of classification, though, we see that the turkey and the chicken falls under the same category as the pheasant and the quail. You know, but I wanna look at verse 20. Well, real quick, let me take a break. When we come back, then we're gonna look at verse 20. Let's gather some thoughts. I want to see if maybe somebody else can chime in and give a thought or two on this, you know. But let's take a break. When we come back, I want to look at verse 20 when it talks about the creeping fowls. We're gonna look at that briefly, and then we're gonna close out. But I'll be right back. Shalom and blessings. Shalom, shalom. If anybody has anything they want to send to the family, be it a prayer request, if you got any music or anything you want the family to hear, you want to share, feel free to email us, salt of the earth 144 ebrestore@gmail or Morris Scales 1 at hotmail.com. And we'll do the best we can to put that in our rotation. Don't forget about our Kingdom Conversations hosted by our brother Cleo. He's been out the past couple of weeks, been under the weather, but we praying for his recovery and his return. Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Until further notice, though, we have it on hold until the brother can come back and get back on that. And the prayer / fellowship Fridays, don't forget about that as well. So brother Yash, brother Hal, y'all taking my chicken away from me, or what we doing?
I think chicken's still in the runnings. Don't look so good with the duck, brother Hal. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, the duck's not looking good, man. And I think brother Donovan is right, actually. You know what? Let me say this. I've been and I did this like years ago when I actually stopped eating pork. I went by the kosher guideline. Like, I would look up things and see if they were listed as kosher, the way the Ish people run it. And I realized I can't really do that anymore because, under the kosher rule of law from the Ish people, I guess, duck is a clean bird. But I think Brother Donovan just kind of pointed out, if you just get a clear, just upfront understanding of ducks in the scripture, I think he's right. I think they might be unclean birds, and I'm gonna have to stop eating it right after I finish what's in my fridge. No, I'm just kidding. No, that was a joke. But I think Brother Donovan might be right there, and I never even thought about it, to be honest. Just years of eating it, and I never even thought twice about it.
Yeah. Hey, Sister Yvette Rivera, go ahead and drop that link. She said right here, she say ducks are clean because they are not scavengers.
Right, but one thing Brother Donovan said, and I think he might be right, is they're related to the swan family. They have webbed feet. So not everything that's, that's not the only reason that Yah told us not to eat stuff, because they're not scavengers. There are certain animals that we can't eat that don't eat meat. Live mammals. There are some type of bears that don't eat meat. We can't eat bears.
Yeah.
So, Brother Donovan, man, you got me, bro. You got me. Thank you, actually.
That's an excellent point you bring up, Brother Hal, because I remember coming into the truth. One of the contentions that I would face with people about eating pork and everything is they would go into a rant about, well, if you tell them, you don't eat pig for certain reasons, and it's in the Bible, and they'll go into a rant about chickens and, well, chickens eat this and chickens eat that, right?
Right.
And if you look in the law, the Most High didn't tell us not to eat the pig because of what the pig eats.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High told us not to eat the pig because of what the pig don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
It said because he don't chew the cud. So that's the only characteristic that keep us from partaking of the swine from the Most High standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not because of what he eat, it's because of what he don't eat. Now we know pigs eat certain things, and by common sense you refrain from that if you health conscious, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the Most High kept it plain and simple, and that's just to add to your point. We can't go by what an animal eats or don't eat to determine whether it's clean or not. We also have to consider, like a lot of people say, chickens will eat different things, right? Well, you have to consider what's set before that chicken. Like I said, I've seen cows eat meat before. You know, now it wasn't served up to them in a certain type of way. Just like the chicken didn't go in there and fry up some chicken and somebody threw it out there to him. It was some bones and some chicken left over from what somebody was eating.
Right.
They ate it. I'm sure he tasted it and that tastes good. Just like how many people in here by show of hands have eaten a human before? How many people will want to admit that? But then when you look at what people saying about McDonald's meat now,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
how many people? I used to love Big Macs, double quarter pounders, especially when you're in school. That's late night in school. Come on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Who you missing with that? But you look back on that like, damn, how many of those did I eat? Did it taste like, when you ate it, did it taste like what it is now?
Right.
So with that chicken, when you put that seasoning and that, whatever you put on your chicken and that crunch on there and you throw it out there, you think that's chicken?
Right.
All he knows is this is good. I could taste the seasoning. I ain't never seen no animal turn down nothing that we eat. Cook it up, throw it out there, they own it, man. And that's just an example, Chickens eat anything. We do too. You just don't know it.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true. That's true. Many years ago, I actually I traveled to Sydney, Australia, and I mean this was years and years ago. Some of the most disgusting things I've ever eaten in my life, like alligator. It was like an alligator pate. They made it like something that you spread on crackers.
Oh, man.
And I ate it. I tasted it. I was like, wow, this is disgusting, man. And part of it was knowing what I was eating. It was nasty. It was pretty nasty, but also I knew what it was. So, I had some hesitancy with eating it. And then after I ate it, I was like, wow, I don't understand why anybody would even eat this. It's disgusting. But all that to say, just like we've been separated so far from Yah, right? In this captivity, and all the things that we were cursed with, and the things that he told us we would do, and the gods he told us we would be serving, this has brought us like so far away, and it's so good that we're talking about this, because even with the chicken that I know, I love duck, but hey, I eat chicken way too much. We gotta rethink everything. We gotta make sure that we are doing our best to stay within the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yah, because we've been so far removed from it. So this is good. This is a good thing.
Man, I'm cracking up because you said you ate some alligator pate.
I did,
bro.
I did.
That is the most.
That is spread it on the cracker.
They did. They spread it on the cracker. But you know what? As gross as that was, the worst thing I've ever eaten in my life was also in Australia, and it was Vegemite. It's like it's yeast that they let sit and just kind of
firm.
Yeah, exactly. And they just kind of spread it on crackers and toast. And man, that joint is so nasty, bro. It's like, so some things I'm glad I want to, just never eat again. But the alligator was definitely one of them.
I had fried alligator tail. And
it sounds just as bad, bro.
Huh?
It sounds just as bad.
Nah. Pate takes the mother.
Look.
You have a pate jelly sandwiches. Mine was crispy like fish. Yours was like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Pate.
Oh man.
Hey, you know how they say you gotta be macho to eat certain stuff like this. That's you gotta be outback. Some alligator pate. That's outback.
Oh man!
You know how you hold your face back and your lips when you gotta eat it.
Oh, no doubt, man. Seriously,
Brother Hal, you outback, man.
Yeah, bro. It was only once, man. It was only once and never again.
That sound like
in his throat.
That sound like something you gotta eat as a rite of passage for them to respect you over there.
You're a man now.
You earned your outback status.
Yeah, seriously, that's my coming of age right there.
You earned your outback status, man.
Yeah, seriously, bro.
Look, if I can go to Australia with you right now, and they respect you over there.
They know me now. They're like, oh, that's the brother that ate that alligator pate, bro.
Outback Hal.
I ain't going to Australia without Brother Hall.
I be like, nah, I changed. I'm woke now. I'm woke. I know I'm an Israelite. Yeah. I can't do that no more.
Can't get married till you have
big
you gotta do it. Look, you gotta do it with a straight face.
Oh man.
Man, so man.
But they got so many different things around the world, right? Like in Peru, you guys know that guinea pig is just a regular, like this. That's cuisine. They just split that joint in half, take a guinea pig, split it in half, and roast that joint. You know,
iguana too. I mean,
they do with the hair. They don't skin it.
They don't. I've seen it done where they don't even skin it. They split that joint in half. Yeah. No, I've definitely seen it. Split that joint in half. Flatten it out and roast that joint, and that's it.
Yeah, man. Look, that sounds like some Crocodile Dundee type stuff there, man.
Yeah, they had the big knife to his head.
Yeah. Look, Brother Hal over there like Mick Dundee.
He has wait, he has eaten the pate and come out not gay.
She must have been a bad. That's why I needed you up here, Hap.
Oh man, yeah. You set me up, brother Yash. You set me up. Man. It was a setup, bro. Now I can't eat no duck. Now you found out I ate alligator pate, man. I messed up, dog.
Man, I never look, man. That ain't on the menu nowhere else, is it? Except in Australia.
Oh man.
You know some stuff, man. You gotta go home and get that alligator pate.
Yeah,
you probably couldn't even mimic that nowhere else.
I couldn't, even if I tried, man. Spread that joint on a cracker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it green?
No, it actually wasn't green. It was kind of brownish with like now I'm fucking out. It kind of looked like
liver pudding.
No.
But I know I ain't far from it. Liver.
No, you know what it looked like? You know what it looked like? Now thinking about it, it looked like what's that thing? Middle Eastern. No, it's made with white beans. That Middle Eastern kind of spread, or what's it called? Come on. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
You the only exotic one up here.
No. Everybody knows this. Come on. It's like it's made with white bean. Yeah, it's Middle Eastern. It's like a spread that they make. Hummus. So Yvette Rivera just put it in the chat. Hummus.
Hummus.
That's what it looked like. It looked like hummus. Maybe a little bit darker.
Hummus sound like some kind of mossy, something that grows on my back porch or something.
Man.
I don't know what hummus is.
Yeah, they put it in a lot of stuff, a lot of dips and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
It's pretty. I mean, ain't it kind of hot a little bit?
No, I don't think so. I think it can be like you could put like a lot of different stuff in it. I think on the regular, it's just like mashed white beans, or yellow beans or whatever, just kind of like mashed and mixed up.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's what it is. Exactly. It's like a pate. You gotta know this. We got a lot of people, maybe in the chat, and I don't know about you brothers either, but they eat some crazy stuff in New Orleans also, and you brothers got to know that. Like, there's some crazy stuff being eaten in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Notorious Hebrew. Hummus is made from chickpeas. I was saying white beans. It's chickpeas.
Chickpeas. I like chickpeas.
Exactly.
I like chickpeas in my curry chicken.
Exactly.
Yeah. I keep talking about mackerel. People talking about mackerel in the chat.
Yeah, mackerel. Mackerel's a strong fish. It was too strong for me, but some people love it.
Yeah, you know that jack mackerel, they used to come in the can.
Mackerel. Yeah.
Fry them things up, man. They good.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna make you fry me some fish tomorrow morning. We done talking up there. Fry up some fish, mash it up into a pate. See if I can get some, bring about that taste that he was talking about. Let it sit for a few weeks.
Well, I guess when it comes to the chicken and the turkey, I guess we still kind of, undecided on that in terms as a whole. You know, I know with me, you know, I'm not going to condemn anybody who does it, you know, and I don't really see a convincing case for me to refrain from it. You know, if I'm wrong, you know, somebody can correct us on that. But, you know, in terms of the turkey and the chicken or any meat, you know, you have a lot of people who refrain from meat altogether, you know, but we have an unction not to, you know, force people to refrain from meats that the Most High created to be received, you know, with Thanksgiving, you know. So that's not saying we can pray over anything. That's saying that the Most High has sanctified and set apart certain things for us to partake of, you know. He gave us the discernment to know the clean from the unclean. And so, you know, there's something to think about, you know, and these are all discussions that carry on into other discussions, but I just wanted to bring that out tonight because I felt that was sort of interesting, you know, compelling cases, good arguments, you know, even some people who speak of it from, like I said, a health standpoint. And it's true that when you look at how a lot of the food is processed, you know, it'll make you not want to eat it. You know, I would agree with that. But, you know, for those who do partake in things that the Most High hasn't, you know, commanded us to refrain from, you know, I think we have to do more research, get more understanding of things, you know, and make our cases more compelling and more convincing, you know, because I'm sure that we all at a point where we don't want to be in error, you know what I mean? So, like I said, as far as I stand, you know, the chicken and turkey, I'm going to still roll with it for now until we can, you know, come with something more solid in terms of what the Most High said concerning these things. But you any of you brothers got anything you want to add?
No, I just think right. I wouldn't judge anybody as far as on their meat and you know, as long as you're eating, you know, according to the law. I don't think, and this is only me personally, for those who do, I commend you on that because you're doing it unto the Most High. That you want to really, you know, search out all these matters and things because we want to be on the right side, especially since we're nearing the day of our deliverance. But you know, basically, you know, it's got to be pretty much cut and dry. I didn't see that video. I saw it up there, and I wanted to take a peek, but you know, I know really pretty much at the end of the day, you can give me everything except scripture, and if it's not in the scripture, then you know I'm not gonna let it pierce my conscience because you know pretty much at this day and age everything is defiled. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing clean now. Like even the water, they've managed to defile. So you know, pray over it and trust the Most High. You know, and eat your meat with gladness unto the Lord. You know, that's what I would say. And besides that, you know, I don't have too much on that.
Man, she say, let's keep dragging this turkey across this grave. She said, look, she said, dragging this turkey.
Oh my gosh.
You gotta love her.
Wow.
Oh man, she's a dragging it.
Wow.
I got a picture of it too. Yeah, drag one for me, boy, Bo. The bread and everything.
What you got, brother Hal?
No. This was good. It was definitely fun, right? We got some laughs in there, but you know, when all is said and done, we again, you know, we just want to stay as honest and truthful as we know how to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yah. Because like I said before, you know, we've been in this captivity and we lost everything. And we, you know, work for the laws and the statutes and the commandments of Yah and try to get back what we lost. And that's our goal here. So I'm going to have to, because of Brother Donovan. Thanks, Brother Donovan. I'm going to have to try to find something else to, you know, get the kids and myself up and induct. But, you know, just got to do what I got to do now, man.
Yeah.
Definitely no more alligator pate. Man.
Yeah. Brother Christopher Howe said that the turkey is the cousin of a vulture. I would say that's probably, you know, fifth cousins once removed.
Yeah, it gotta be.
Yeah.
Once removed, brother.
Yeah. I mean, that's
put them back in.
And that's, you know, we wanted to bring sources forward with that info because based on what we brought out, we weren't able to confirm that the vulture and the turkey are related. Now we see that there's a turkey vulture, but that's known as a buzzard pretty much, and that falls under a different classification. Let me see. It says, is turkey and vulture the same? Turkey and vulture the same. It says, as the California condor federally and the black vulture, which lives primarily in the south and east portion of the U.S. at close range and naked eye, heads of adult turkeys and vultures resemble those of turkeys, hence the name. That's talking about a turkey vulture.
Yeah, that's a turkey vulture. Yeah, they look similar, but they're totally different species.
It says both birds are equivalent size with bald, featherless heads. However, female juvenile turkeys, like the one above, are easier to differentiate since they are more slender and upright than a turkey vulture. The long legs and neck and larger size also sets turkeys apart from other ground birds like pheasants and geese group. I don't know what that is. Grouse. So they not, according to that, they're not the same. The turkeys and the vultures are not the same. However, the turkey vulture, which is a buzzard, and a turkey resemble each other. But that doesn't classify them in the same family. But he said they cousins.
Like I said, no, fifth cousins twice removed. Now they twice removed.
Yeah, real. And I'm glad. Yeah, tastes like it too.
Yeah. You know, one's a scavenger and it eats, and its purpose is to eat carrion, you know, rotten and dead meat. But the turkeys, they're grain eaters. You know, that's it. They eat grain or whatever they feed them at these farms. You know, I don't know what they feed them at these farms.
Yeah, that's another thing we have to consider too within the right setting of things. You know, like for instance, if we're in our land and we're doing things the right way, you know, would the cows be eating meat you know, or would they be grazing
right,
and eating the things that designated for them to eat? You know, we would also be treating the land the way the Most High say treat it too. So things would be different. As opposed to how things are now processed, you know, quantity over quality due to demand and all these types of things. You know, I always wonder, man, how are they getting all this meat, you know? But that's a discussion most don't really want to have, you know. But we just
yeah.
try
And
to stick to what we know.
somebody earlier put, excuse me, about halal food. You know, was it all right to eat halal food? And I did. It's just the way that the food is slaughtered, and they slaughtered it according to, you know, Islamic law, which was basically pretty much the way we did it when we were slaughtering animals according to our law. So that was like you know, not letting the animal suffer, and you know, a quick slit across the throat or whatever. But that's all halal really is. It's how the animal is killed. And also pretty much from the guys I used to talk to up north is pretty much the way they bred them also. You know what I mean? They didn't do them with all those from what they told me. I don't know. They could have been lying, but they didn't give them all the steroids and all the things like that because for a time I used to just get the halal food, you know, because I could only trust them, you know, because everybody else was just poisoning up everything. So
Yeah.
so I believe in my opinion. I forgot who put it up there, and this is just mine. You can take it up to the Lord. It's not like they took it and prayed and did all this. They slayed it mercifully according to Islamic law.
Yeah. I've heard about that. I didn't know much about it, you know, but I've heard about that, you know, how they practice that.
Yeah. Because listen, when I go up north, I get my halal.
Yeah, man, and that kind of stuff is something that a lot of people not even aware of, you know, because that has a lot to do with the quality of what you eat.
Right.
You know, how it affects your body, the hormones, and how you're able to digest it and everything, you know.
Yes.
Stuff that we don't even take into consideration. We just, you know, give me that number 5 with double cheese, you know. Bam, now you sleep. Yeah. But yeah, man, if you brothers don't have anything else to add, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. But definitely another discussion I want to resurrect at another point. You know, I just wanted to test the family a little bit, see what y'all thought on that, you know. Now, this is, you know, like I said, we just chopping it up. This ain't to condemn or to, you know, bring anybody down. It's good to see where different people stand on these types of things, you know. And I'm sure a lot of people have refrained from eating certain things that's clean, you know. Yeah. I know of certain brothers who don't eat meat at all because of, you know, like how Brother Yash was just explaining, you know, the process and how they go about, you know, producing it and putting it before you, you know. It's inhumane, it's unclean, you know. So they just refrain from it, which is respectable, you know.
Right.
I want to be able to get to that point, But at the same time, I know in my own conscience that if we were in our land, if things were done right, then I would partake in more things, you know. But just like our forefathers did, you know, we would eat the same way that they did. But if you brothers don't have anything else, man, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. I wanna thank you brothers for chiming in and helping us out tonight. Brother Hal and his alligator pate. Man, that look, yeah. And when you spread it on your cracker, did you have your pinky up when you ate it? Like how they do the caviar, they
oh man, yo, that jerk was so nasty, man. I can't even remember. I think I might have spit it out.
Wow, man.
You know what's gonna happen though? We're gonna be on a serious live, man. We're gonna be deep in the scriptures. And this is going to come back to your mind, Yash, and back to your mind, Brother E. Y'all just going to start laughing.
Oh, yeah, that's material from now on, Brother Hal.
Exactly, right?
I'll hold it. I'll hold it in. I know how to be. No, I don't.
Nah,
you know how to be serious. I try, man, but I'm really a silly person. I mean.
Like they say, what about turkey?
Turkey,
man. Look, what about the thing? Y'all remember them things John Madden was making? Them turkey duck chicken things.
Oh yeah, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Turkey duck. Man,
turkey wrapped around chicken wrapped around duck.
And it had what, like 8 wings or something like that?
Yeah, and 4 legs. They were selling them up north.
For real?
Oh,
yeah. And to be honest with you, I wanted one, but even then, I was worrying. I just didn't. I was thinking. I didn't know if duck was clean or not. So I was like,
wow.
I was wishing duck was clean back then. How you know?
Oh man.
I just didn't know. It sounded too close to the sea. Maybe not the swan, but see, ducks travel with swan and geese. But the pelican, when it said the pelican, and I know ducks eat a lot of fish.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think brother Donovan, he definitely cleared that up.
Yeah, you had no strong evidence, you know what I mean? And duck is pretty much a delicacy. I you know, unless you got them all around and you just go out your bag trying to snatch a duck, I don't know. But you know, now you got to buy your food. You can't snatch a duck. Lord.
All right. Oh man.
Yeah. Turned up.
It's over.
It's done. It's done.
Help me, Lord. Help me.
Man, I wanna thank y'all brothers, man, you know, for chiming in, Brother Hal. You know it's all love, man. We gotta mess with you.
Yeah.
But I want to thank y'all brothers for your time. I want to thank everybody in the chat for chiming in. Look like the brother Big Red chimed in at the last minute. Shalom and blessings to the brother Big Red. Shalom to everybody else in the panel. Let's see, Sister Born Bowl, Observing Deprogram, Brother Donovan, Sarah Yah, Masotri, Brother Ryan Harris, Brother Jabari, Nadia Yah's Light, D-Man, Sister Yvette, who else? Notorious Hebrew, Who else? Bunny Israel. Brother Donovan, I said him already. Shauna Hall. There's many, many more, man. Sister Linda Ricks. Who else?
I know Brother T was up in there.
Yeah, I seen Brother T. Brother T. Brother Optimal Training. Roma Wilson. Who else? If I didn't call you out, you know.
Yeah, D-Man.
It ain't because I don't see. Well, Yash Jason, D-Man. Yasha Goshen. Smitty. Yeah, I seen Smitty chimed in.
And Yana.
Yeah. Shalom.
Yana.
Sister Diane Gardner Young, Christopher Howe. I'm just running through the chat. Pamela J. Who else? Niecy Lewis. That's about it. That's about it. Yeah, everybody. I want to thank y'all, man, for chiming in and hanging out with us. Pray the Most High bless you with a good night. You know, hope you had a blessed day. Tune in with us throughout the week, you know, if you get a chance. And until we meet again, brothers and sisters, shalom and blessings.
Shalom, people.
Shalom, family.